Yes, Pooja, you
Yeah,
can
ma'am.
start.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Good afternoon, one and all present here. I'm Pooja R, student of third semester MCA CMRIT Bangalore. CMRIT Institution Innovation Council, in association with Department of MCA, is organizing a motivational session on successful entrepreneur or startup founder. It is great pleasure to invite you all to this webinar. Today we have with us Mr. Abdul Haleem. It's my pleasure to introduce to our speaker. Mr. Abdul Haleem sir is a founder and a CEO of Dream Shouters and Seat Electrics. He has over 5 years of management and technical experience in various MNC companies. He was graduated from Mahindra Engineering College at Salem, Tamil Nadu, and MBA from SMC University, Switzerland. After graduation, Haleem closely worked with electrical contractors in Dubai and Kerala as apprentice to strengthen the core knowledge. He has certified professional in electrical equipment selection and safety management by State Council, Government of National Capital Territory, New Delhi. He started his career with Dell R&D as facility manager engineer and followed by executive at 24/7 AI, Bangalore. These experiences helped in the key idea about technical operation and management of a company. Being a passionate, Being passionate in teaching, Haleem started to give a free training school for school students in Kerala and Bangalore on advanced learning methods and visualization methods to cope up the competition, which gave rise to idea of starting Dream Shouters. He gave more than 30 plus seminar in different venues and 100 plus online webinars in various subjects to uplift the students and community. Now he is also a business advisor to three companies in Kerala, all tech construction firm, Can Clean and Neat, cleaning services company, and Boho Pest Control Solutions by doing micro level inspection and management to scale up the company. Still, Haleem is learner and challenging the challenges to overcome every fall happening in the entrepreneurial journey. With his experience, it will serve as a valuable session today. We will welcome you, Mr. Abdul Halim sir, to share your knowledge and make this session available for all of us. We request you to take over, sir.
Thank you, Pooja, for the warm welcome. Is it audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So, first of all, thank you, Vagla Madam, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful association with you. Thank you.
The business field like that and all. So when I asked Madam, she told me to tell about me whether it will help you motivate and all. So let me first of all tell you, it will not be a motivational session because I understand that motivation will last only for few minutes, but it all depends on how we take a decision and work on that. So definitely today's session will be more like a conversation where I'll be sharing what all my life experiences, what all mistakes I have done, what all fallbacks which I had to face, so that you will get an idea of like how to move forward. Like I know that most of the students are right now MCA students here. So soon after that you might be going to job or you may be starting your own ventures and all. So I'll be giving a hint about how the real world will work so that you will get an idea about how you can mold yourself and move forward. Okay. So as like Pooja said, definitely in the introduction itself, she have told like how I have started my two startups or how I am right now moving and all. So I will give a brief introduction how these all things changed. This didn't change instantly because it took till my final year of college. While I was studying in Mahindra Engineering College, I was also like a normal student who used to think like, I need to study well, I need to get a good job, I need to work hard, and I need to get into good position and then settle. This was the only concept which was actually programmed into your mind. So this will be the program for every students right now also by their family, by their known people and all. So I will tell you how this concept changed from me and how I started to dream big. So as like in schools and all, I used to be very active in all kind of cultural fest, sports, and even academic excellence for poster presentation like that and all. I'll be the first person to move forward because I was having only one aim. I need to get get into hands with all the skills, and I should be a person who should lead. So this was only my motive during that school days. So I was actually putting all effort to do this. But the only thing which was lacking that I understood in the coming years only. Because soon in the college also same way I used to study well. I used to go for all kind of internships, workshops, seminars, everything, which all possible for from our college, which are giving permission for to me to go. I'll be definitely the first person to go. So this is how I was working. And the things all changed when soon
Sir,
after the
we are getting a break in your voice. I think network. Uh, yeah. Hello.
it's
Sir, we are. Hello.
audible now. Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. There's a little disturbance actually because right now I'm not using Wi-Fi because here there's a uh, power shortage over here, and right now I'm using only my mobile data. But it's showing 4G only. If it's issues again persisting, please notify me.
Sure, sir.
So soon after the passing out from the college, within 3 to 4 months, soon after that itself, I went to Dubai in search of job. So what was confidence for me was my father also was working in the same field. He was also in electrical field only. He was working in a company for more than 23 years actually. So my confidence was soon after getting out of this college and moving with good marks and good certificates. I have lot of certificates. So I was confident enough that it will be easy for me to get a job. But the thing what happened means during that time, actually by 2015, during that time there was a recession which is happening in Middle East. During that time, suddenly my father also lost his job. It was the time when I was in visiting visa over there. So during that time itself, it's mentally broke me because I was having lot of plans in my mind because it was a sudden incident which has happened because it was not even planned. Even my father was also not even thinking about that because he was working in the same company for more than 23 years. So when suddenly job has gone, we had to go through a lot of financial struggles. And during that time, to attend the interview also, it was very costly because we need to travel from one side to other in metro and all means we need to have a lot of cash in Dubai. So it was actually a struggling period that time. So all these things actually molded my thinking in different way. Because I believe that I would have attended more than 53 interviews. In all these interviews, I performed well in theoretical way. But then only I understood that every companies are actually focusing on the person who is having real knowledge or the real work experience. And even they are looking for having the people from who is having Dubai work experience because the standards of operating many equipments is different in Dubai from India. So that was actually very difficult during that time. Soon after every interviews, I was learning a lot of things. But I understood that I'm lacking in the practical side. Even in these 53 interviews, I learned many things. I learned how to prepare well before interview. So the next interview, I could tolerate with that problem. But again, the mistakes was which I am not having the technical knowledge in practical way. It's not only about theory. So all these things actually made very difficult during that time. So that time, actually, I got a couple of interviews. And then they gave the job offer and all. But the only problem is, I know that in order to survive over there, we need a minimum level of salary. Otherwise, it will be big trouble to survive there. So during that time, I was unable to pick that offers, and even I was waiting again, and I was going. So during this time, my father was also struggling because during all these years, he has worked in Dubai and having lot of connection, but still he is struggling to get a job because of the age over, and they are telling in that way. So during this time, how I understood that, like Abdul Kalam sir has said, he has given a powerful quote by saying that never love your company, love your work, because we don't know when the company will stop loving you. This was the exact reason which happened over there. So during this time, actually, I decided a mindset that I should not be in this position, because after every employers will employ you when you are young or you are energetic time. Only that time actually they need, and they will excuse you, and soon after our this strengthy age is over, they will tell sorry, we need to hire another people. So this lesson actually molded me into many ways, because I'll tell you how it happened. Because during that time I told like to my father, anyhow we can go back, and we can, even I am an electrical engineer, you also having this much of experience, so let's start any small firm. It's not even like a firm, it will be like a self-employment, because only we two people are there. It's because initially we don't know anything. I told like we can just print a visiting card, we can go to little flats, and we can tell about the maintenance works. We can take up and do. So the first option which we took was in Bangalore only, because in Kerala, when we are talking about the maintenance and all, we know that it will not be much scope. So during that time, we both came back to Bangalore. We started supplying these cards in different flats. So it was very difficult because there was no one even to help us, to tell us how a company should run, or how to get this into another stage, or how to talk with customers. Everything was difficult during that time. So, but we had only one mindset, that we should have to survive, because we was very struggling with the financial. So during that time, I actually understood that time is actually greater than money. It's not only about money. See, if anything we can buy, not, but we can't buy time. So we all always know that when we are in a job, it is being treated like time equal to money, like how much days you are working or how many hours you are working. Based on that, you are getting paid. It means that you are actually selling your time for money. But I actually understood that our time is actually valuable more than money. When we are able to make use of this energetic time for ourselves, we can actually receive income even during the struggling time, or even after, when we are more than 50 years old and all. We don't have to struggle, we don't have to think about, or we have not be going to any tension, like how we have not saved this much of money, we don't have a retirement plan, or there is no other passive source of income which is coming up. So all these things I was thinking, but I had no idea how to cope up with this. So I understood only one thing, why I failed in interviews. I understood that. Not most of the people will be only thinking about that because I'm having a certificate, or I'm having this kind of experience in theoretical wise. Everyone will be thinking that. But the main lacking will be in practical ways. We will not be having the hands-on experience on anything. So I understood that I should actually have my skills more in that. So during that time, some of my family people also, which was into construction and all, I started to work with them as apprentice in Bangalore and in Kerala. Some of the contractors which I contacted, and I start to go with them to understand how actually the work is happening. So all these things are actually related to electrical side. Okay, so why I was doing that means I want to know how actually a company is running, or how a project is actually taken off. So it took a lot of time, maybe more than 1 to 2 years. But during this time also, I was actually focusing on my dream, like which I need to build a electrical firm. Along with that, I was also not wasting time. Along with that, with the knowledge of practical thing, I was able to cracked every interviews which I gave next time. And I took the offer from Dell as facilities engineer. It was a really challenging job for me because when I gone over there, I know that I am a fresher, but my colleagues, which are another three engineers who are actually in age of 30 plus, and they are having experience of more than 12 years. So when I went to that corporate company, these three actually was actually confused or shocked. How come this person will get a job in this? They are having this much of experience. He doesn't know anything. But the thing is, which I have put my time to learn everything only made me crack this interview. Otherwise, I would have not. The thing is, it's not about the years of experience. It's about your knowledge in that field, which I understood in that interview. So during that time, it was really struggle because all these three colleagues are not ready to support or not ready to tell me about the site. They were actually making problems. Like we know the corporate politics, which you will know when you get into a job, you will know that the senior or the juniors, and if you are in the intermediate position, definitely there will be a conversation about you among the seniors and your juniors. And it might be bad, it might be good. If it's bad, definitely it is going to uh, affect your job because it will be your starting time of your career. Maybe these juniors or these seniors are actually for longer years, and the people you are reporting to will be their reporting person as well. So that like this, lot of politics will also happen. So during that time, I understood that I should not get into this all kind of negativities or this kind of politics and all. I just focused on learning because my core thing is I need to start a maintenance firm. I need to run it properly. So what I will do means every weekends, like Saturdays, Fridays, and all, or in Sundays, like we'll be getting shift. Like any of the 2 days we can take. So it's not like fixed like Sundays and all. So what I done means on these weekends, I will definitely put my effort what I learned into our company. Because it's like, say example, if I'm learning about the breakers, I understood how to operate them. If I'm learning about the fuse, I understand about how to operate them. So whenever I'm getting a maintenance work in that, I was able to do that. So during that time, I'm learning and I'm applying also. And this actually took around 2 years in Dell. I learned everything about DG, diesel generators, UPS, PACs, everything. So during the time, I only put my effort in one thing. Like I'm just not doing a job over there. I'm just actually learning also. So it was not a big deal that time when I'm thinking. But now when I'm thinking, it was actually a lot of pain because I used to, even if I have to do only one shift, I used to stay there for second shift also to learn more things. And it only helped me to gain around 2 to 3 positions which I got promoted in just 1.5 years over there. I became assistant facility manager. By that time only I actually resigned from there. And there is also a reason why I resigned also because I understood that during the same time my company is also is getting lot of works, but the complete whatever I'm working here and doing there is also completely different because Dell is a facility maintenance firm in a company where in that building we need to take care of that entire building things. It might be DGs, UPS, everything and all. But here in outside, it's completely commercial purpose or housing things and all. There electrical wiring, plumbing, or any kind of ELCBs like fixing and all. So all these kind of things, whatever learned from here, we need to apply here. But it was completely different. So what I only know that we need to actually put our effort in learning more. So during that time, whatever I learned, I tried to actually help my juniors also know because it also helped them. I started to duplicate them whatever I know. And this actually built a great understanding among my teammates in Dell. So during that time after, because I was having an aim that because I need to learn. So soon after that, when I was in that time, then the second challenge was the management, how to deal with people, or how to deal with the customers and all, because this actually require another experience. So it can't be getting from any kind of technical firm and all. So during that time, I again joined in another company called 247, where as an executive, where I need to talk with customers, I need to chat, I need to speak. So during this time, I understood like how to actually talk with customers and how to get into work. So these two knowledge actually was the backbone of Seaps Electric, which is an electrical firm, which I can actually help lot of people like which doesn't know any kind of, because we were actually working with the normal housing. So the customers which are from the normal background, they will not be knowing which electrical wire they should use, because during that time every electrical firms were focusing on business only. They'll not be focusing on the quality of the electrical wires they need to use, or the quality of MCBs and all. So during that time, we actually particularly focused on how to actually give a valued work. So it was actually great time. Actually, we started to get more works. We started to collaborate with a lot of big companies like um, even in the Dell itself, we have got the subcontract works for cable laying and all, for the internet cable laying and all. So that was actually a time period which I understood that my time is greater than money. Why I'm still repeating that means you are right now might be in your 20s. So this is the time actually you can actually invest your time in your dreams as well. Because I don't know what are your dreams, but I was actually clear about my dreams. When I was studying in electrical itself, I was thinking about how to become a good engineer, a great engineer. But soon after all these struggles which has happened in Dubai, what are the financial struggles which I gone through? My dream has got little molded into a like I need to build more engineers, or I need to build more students. So that time only actually the another idea of Dream Shouters came into existence, where I can talk with students, I can share my knowledge with the students. So there during that time, what I have done is in my free time again, I started to visit schools in even in Kerala, in Bangalore. So I started to visit schools. Initially, they were not ready to accept like how any stranger can talk with our students and all. Then I told that I will give a session for the teachers and the principal, so that if you are satisfied, then allow me to speak with your students, and definitely it will work. It will be helping them. So I was very particular what I need to teach them, because Dream Shouters is not just a company which is based on any education. It was focusing on teaching students in the way they want. Because I will tell you one thing, every person is actually programmed in different way. Because I may be programmed based on how my parents have treated, or how my neighbors, or which all schools I have been studying, or who are my friends, and this circle will have molded me. This will be same for each and every individual in this session who are sitting here. So when you are sitting right now in this generation, what is happening means more people are into lot of information, but people are unable to filter it out what they actually need. And as per survey, it's been said that like our millennials right now, the current generation, it's called as millennials. So these people or these students are actually searching in Google more about how to become successful. They are actually searching that more number, how to become successful. There is no like a single way like that. And success definition varies for each person to different. So maybe one person will be thinking like successful person means will be have financially highly rich, or having huge sort of a celebrity status or anything like that. But let me tell you, according to me, my definition of success is if you are having peaceful sleep every day and having 100% control over your time, then you are successful. Why I'm telling this means there is no limitation for our needs. Imagine if you are aiming for to become one of the executive, then soon after becoming executive, within 6 months or 8 months, you will be looking for, I need to become an engineer. Then you might be thinking, I need to become a manager. Then you'll be thinking, I need to become a director. Because our needs will not change. It will keep on increasing only. In the same like in money also. If you are if you have started making 1 lakh rupees per month, you will be start looking for 2 lakhs per month, 3 lakhs per month. There is no limitation. So what I can tell you is no successful people who is not knowing what is their enough, then it doesn't then they are not successful actually. So any person who is able to control their time, who is having control over their time and having a peaceful sleep every day, then it means it's successful. So why I told this particular means the definition of success will vary from each people to each. So this is actually very important. You need to understand that when I'm telling you should have a control over your time. Right now I will tell you, or during all these 5 years, which I told as a like a brief, like how I electrical things happened or how dream shouters happened. But in between this also there are many failed startups which is started by me. There are around 8 startups which has been started by me. In that only 2 became success. And right now, people talk about only my success. I know about how much it was difficult during that time for the failures. It gave me a lot of debts. It took me into a lot of financial struggles. But I was knowing one thing. I will make sure that every mistakes which I committed will teach me a lesson. And I started to apply that. And because of that reason only, right now I am having 3 sources of income. One is from Dream Shouters, one is from Seaps Electric, and the other is from right now, which I've told. Right now, I am a business advisor for 2, 3 firms in Kerala. Actually, for them, I am an employee, but I am not working in their office. I am working in my free time. That was the agreement which was put by me. I told there will be no fixed time. I'll be working based on my schedules, and I need so and so reports daily mailed to me, and I will correlate, and I will be giving the solutions or how to be applied this, and I want a proper data within 3 days or how it is going on. Then only I'll be collaborating. And I told only one thing: if there is no change in 1 month, just fire me. So they are actually paying me salary every month. So when someone asks me whether you work, yes, I work still. Are you an employee? Yes, I'm an employee. Because whatever I have studied, that only I'm doing still. Because I was a facility engineer. Then by promotion, I became assistant facility manager. Then again, I became facility manager. And right now, I am working as a business advisor for the fields which I was already working. So why I'm doing this means I'm still growing. I'm still learning from a lot of companies. When I'm giving them business advice, it doesn't mean that I know everything, but I will be knowing something which need to be changed. So they are actually paying me for that. So right now when I'm thinking, if there is not only, as I told, what I learned from my father's experience, during that time, he was only depending on one source of income. And one suddenly when he loses job, it was a very difficult situation that there is no other way of source of income. And right now, with by seeing like another 6 years have over from the 2015, whatever effort I put during that time is actually paying me off, because the 3 sources of income which is coming off right now is actually good. But it's not a huge thing and all, because I'm always investing in my company. Because right now I'm working on how to turn Dream Shouters into complete online. Because right now I was partnered with students or the schools, right, like that and all. But it was only by face to face. It was very difficult for to change that system suddenly, because many parents were not comfortable during that, because I am training them advanced study methods. It's not like some contents I'm just teaching them. So I need to sit with students and everything. So right now, last 6 months, I have worked out and I have convinced a lot of parents, teachers, and all, like how I can actually prove it. So for that, I started to work with around 10 to 12 students, and I asked them how it is working them. And based on that report only, they started to give the work. So what I need to tell you is, whatever your dream is, you need to first of all identify that. So right now I'm coming into the main points which I need to tell you. First of all, we are right now in a generation where we know about everything, because we can just Google and know about everything. But have you ever asked yourself, do you know yourself? Are you asking the question, who am I? This was the first step which I took when I was in a dip of problems. I asked myself, who am I? So when you people, you students, actually you need to ask this question every time, who am I? Because if you understand about yourself only, everything else will get into place. Because without knowing yourself, because I will tell you, our dreams will keep on changing. Maybe when you are a kid, maybe when you would have seen one heavy heavy vehicle driver which is nearby, when I seeing them, might be we might be telling that, okay, I need to become a heavy licensed driver. Maybe after 6th standard or 7th standard you will think like, oh, I need to become a teacher. Maybe after 10th standard or 12th standard you will be telling like, I need to become a doctor. Because our what I told is, in anything there is no enough. If we are not having that kind of enough mentality, then we'll keep on thinking like that only. I still know my few of my friends who actually struggled a lot, and right now they are doctors actually. So I know during the time when they are studying to get into that, they are actually putting all their efforts into it. They're actually very much energetic during that time. But now, due to all kind of stress, they are not able to spend time with family, everything. They are telling like, oh, it's a hectic job and all. And maybe some of them will be cursing the decision which I've taken that time. So it's all about not having proper plan on what they need to actually become. So I was actually, during all these things, I was actually putting all time into understanding myself, because we know ourselves. No other people can know us better. We know our strength. We know our weaknesses. So we need to ask, who am I? Who am I means, what are your values? What are your strengths? What are your beliefs? What are the challenges you are facing? Why I use the term challenge? Because when you say something as a problem, it's always like that only. But if you see it as a challenge, you will figure out the solutions to overcome that. So this is an important thing. Always ask yourself, who am I? Understand that and make sure that what are your values, what are your beliefs, what you are working for. Everything should be known. And what are your strengths and what are your weakness. And many people will be telling, work on your weakness and make it strength. Let me tell you, it's not possible actually. When working on your weakness, you are actually giving less attention to your strengths. What I can tell you is, focus on your strengths and become a master in that. If example, we know that Sachin Tendulkar is expert in batting. He know that he is weak in bowling. But what if he is putting all his effort in bowling during that time? We will not be having such a great Sachin Tendulkar. So it's like same only. In everything, we need to make sure that we understand our strengths, and we need to keep on polishing on the strengths. We need to work out on that. There we should put our effort mainly. So this is the first thing which you need to focus on. Secondly, be friend with your mind. Why I'm telling this means, always consider yourself as two people. One in the physical world and one is virtual. Whoever this person is virtual is actually taking the decision. So you need to actually be friend with your mind. You need to spend time to make sure that whatever you are planning is in sync with your mind. If you are thinking different, your mind is thinking different, definitely what will happen means you will not take a decision. That is what which I told during the starting of this session. Motivation will just keep you started, but discipline or the decision will keep you going. So this is very important. And when I'm talking about the mind, you need to understand that it's not only subconscious and conscious mind. There is actually more things in that. When I'm telling about that, like we know that unconscious means we are not aware, we don't know, like we are only just thinking about ourselves, or we are not thinking about anything else, which is like unconscious. Or if you're conscious, it means you are actually thinking about yourself and you are also thinking about the environment and you are connecting it. That is being a conscious. And subconscious means you are not actually visibly or visually seeing it, but you are able to visualize and find out, okay, you can think in subconscious way. Then only our subconscious mind will work. Then is the fourth one, which is called superconscious. Superconscious means we are consciously thinking. We are consciously thinking that, okay, this is what I am, and this is how the environment works. And by the subconscious thing, we know that how this will connect and works. And through superconscious mind means you are actually aware of these two and you are actually working out to make it happen. Then it is told that you are actually in super conscious stage, and we should work out in a way that we should become super conscious stage. Most of the people are actually still stuck in unconscious or in the subconscious way. But if you are able to connect this conscious mind and this subconscious mind, definitely then this super conscious stage we can achieve. So I am just telling the basic things only, because if I start to give more in detail about it, it will give you more confusions. That's why only I'm giving you the hint about why the mind is important. In anything, I will tell you why. Simply, I will tell you what are the basic, some of the uh, parents of my kids used to tell, my teaching students, parents used to tell. Like they'll be telling like, some of the days my kid is very much like feeling fever, telling like he's not feeling well, I'm not going, need to go to school and all right now. So they are thinking like it's a problem that he's having a physically ill. But during that time I sat with them and I understand that the kids are actually telling that when they're, maybe they are not liking some of the teachers, or they are afraid of some teachers, maybe they are conducting one class test, or some exam is happening, during that particular time only actually like this, they are telling that I'm physically ill, I don't want to go today, I need to take leave. So this I could understand only when I sit with them. So what happens means all the parents will think about the cause only, or okay, about the outcome. Like, see, the problem was actually there, this student is afraid of this teacher, and due to that only he is telling that he's physically ill, or maybe it is like he's feeling like that. So the cause, what was the cause? The cause was actually the teacher he was not liking is conducting an exam. So what we need to actually correlate? We need to actually work on with that particular incident, or we need to actually talk with that teacher, or we need to make that teacher and this student is becoming friendly, so that this problem will solve. So why I give this an example means, for everything there is solution in our mind itself, but we need to understand that instead of the outcome, we need to focus on the cause. Imagine if if you are not getting a job, understand that right now it's very tough to get a job. We need to accept that, because the number of students who are passing out of the college is too high than the number of vacancies which are available. But it doesn't mean that there are no open vacancies. There are a lot of open vacancies, but right now companies are actually looking for smarter people. Why I told smarter people? Because everyone is smart right now. Everyone is smart. So, but we need to understand that we need to have skills in different things. So, right now, when someone asks me what I do, I used to you basically used to tell only like I'm a teacher, because I used to tell that, because I used to teach students more. I used to teach a lot of things. I used to read more, and I am very much happy in sharing that knowledge with whoever is getting benefited of it. So I used to tell only that. But in reality, I know that I'm taking care of the company. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm also used to give lot of speaks in lot of stages. I'm a public speaker as well. And right now, I am also studying digital marketing. I am learning that. So, but I don't need to do that actually right now. But what I understood that world needs smarter people. Everyone is smart right now. We need to become smarter. So don't need to stick on with one thing. We need to be learning about lot of things. I have spent lot of money in learning leadership skills because I will tell you an example. During the initial stages, when my company started to grow and there are more than 10 to 12 staffs and all, what I understood means this staff will last only 1 or 2 months and they will go to other company. And I was thinking that always I was thinking that it's their problem. It's not our company problem or my problem. But I realized that there was a problem in me in dealing with them. We need to understand that people management is not a simple skill. It's really we need to work on that because we need to understand that the people who works for us is a human. The people who avail our services is also human. So if we don't know the people management, definitely no one will stick on with us. And what I have understood means the way I started to convey something to my employees, I started to change. I started to hear more from them. See, imagine if our company is having some issues, and if I need to tell that if I already have taken a decision that this is need to be done, then only this will change. Instead of not asking with my employees or consulting with my team members, if I have taken the decision and I telling them straight away that do like this, there is no ownership by any kind of these employees. So I started to change that by having a board meeting and I started to take opinions from them. I told them, this is the current scenario, these are the challenges we are facing, these are the problems we are having, what we can do. I started to listen more from these people. So when these 12 people have told many things which I not even imagined. So I understood that there is a huge part in people management. So if you are ever thinking that you are not able to work in a company or not able to stick on with someone or not able to do something, first of all understand that the problem is with ourselves. If the problem is with ourselves means it means you are not in connection with your own mind. If we are connected to our mind, we know that every solution it has, but we need to really build it. We need to understand that how we can make it happen, tweak it. So all these kind of things happens in that way. So why I'm giving like real life examples mean these are the problems which I faced. It was lot of issues which has gone through that time. So even I'll tell you a basic idea about how to run a startup or how to think about a startup. If you are actually having an idea, just think in this way, whether your idea is a product oriented idea or a service oriented idea. I'll give you an example. Imagine if you're having an idea like it's a product, like imagine like this pen. You have made this pen and you need to sell this. Then it's a product based idea. And imagine if you're having some service related. Imagine if you're having one cleaning company, like deep cleaning, house deep cleaning company and all. It's a service related company. Okay. So this like this you can understand that there are two stages of this. Now you need to understand that whether you need to understand a market where there is a high potential for this particular product or that particular service and implement this into there. Or you can think about building a unique product or a unique service and put into any markets which you see. That is also two categories. But the main thing is most of the startups will become successful when you're thinking in the first stage, like building something and putting it into market where there is actually space for that. I'll give you an example. say, uh, like Big Basket and all. We know that Big Basket, like that and all services are hugely people are using in Bangalore and all. But do you think it will work in some kind of villages or even in Kerala also? It's not possible. It will only work in metropolitan cities. Why means there they know that they are actually busy. They will be from different parts of India, and they will not be having any connection with any kind of local vendors and all. So definitely they will go for this, and even it's a time consuming also. But in Kerala, people will not change into that technology very soon. So these are the differences. See, imagine that's a great idea. Big basket is a great idea. But why we can't implement here? Because here it is not possible right now. But maybe in 2 3 years it will be changing. Right now we can see in every shops they are accepting Google Pay, Phone Pay, and all. So it's all about how we are understanding about that. Okay. So this is all about how we can think about an idea. So while thinking about an idea, now you'll be thinking how I will get an idea. It is also simple. Like we need to just think in a common sense way. I'll give you an example. Like just think of how the ID Fresh, the idli or the dosha batter has been introduced by the ID company. How they actually have put? They have thought that the founder he have thought that okay, during my childhood there was not like a good breakfast which is not available. Why can't we help these people to prepare breakfast easily by giving them high quality batter for this dosha or idli and all? So what they have done means they bought a unique product and they have made it happen. So how they happen? They have uh, made a common sense that the okay, it's taking time for a lot of people to actually make idli, dosha, and all because the 1 day prayer itself they need to do all kind of this thing. So when this started to come in this handy way, people started to do it, make breakfast very easily. And then what they introduced? They introduced vada. It was very difficult for people to make vada at home and have the hole inside. Then only the people will call it vada. So this it's been said that ID company took 2 years to actually build that packet. It's an innovative packet where we can just squeeze and we can get that batter for vada, making vada instantly. So just think, they have just taken the common, look for problems around us. And if you are finding a solution for that, that is your business idea. So this is about product. And like in service also, I will give you an example. Like just think about Oyo. Oyo Hotel, how came? Because the founder is actually fond of traveling. He used to travel a lot of in North India, South India, and all used to travel. But the only challenge which he's facing was the hotels which is getting, which is not of proper clean. They will take money and they will tell this is the room number, go. But maybe it's not clean. It's not having high standard or anything. Maybe for the money which is paid also, it will not be worth. During that time, he thought about an idea. Why can't I can collaborate with this thing like a Oyo, and I can make sure that these hotels are kept clean. The bed sheets are in a particular way which is arranged. What if I can give it in a lower amount? How I can make? What if it's very easy for book for people by an app? And then came the introduction of Oyo app. So when we are thinking about this, they have taken a lot of challenges. During that Oyo, when the Oyo was started to increase, like the 50 hotels and all signed up with them, suddenly many people started to copy this model. Because in India, we know that if we start something and if it's having high exposure or it's making profit, definitely other person will try to copy it. But during this time, the founder of Oyo, what he took means, he took a board meeting and told that we need to move faster. If we are signing up 10 hotels in a week, we need to start signing up 100 hotels in a month. By that time only, they started to collaborate with more hotels, and right now it's a $1 billion industry. And they are right now have given for the IP and all. So this is the thinking about how when we are thinking about a startup. And right now, when you have got an idea about, okay, I have an idea, and this is how I need to come up to a unique product or a service. Then the third thing is having the money. And you might be thinking that having money, only the people who are having huge fund only can start something. It's not like that. If I was thinking like that, I was having zero money when I started the company. I will tell you how I started to do this. I have told I was already working. Okay. But during the same day itself, I started to work in two firms. So one will be related to what I have studied, and one will be for just making money. It will be like taking tuitions, or it will be like maybe working for some other shops and all, maybe taking care of their accounts and all. So what I understood means during this also I'll be getting some pocket money which I can invest in my dreams. Along with that, I can learn some more new knowledge. So because of I have done lot of works in different firms, I understand all the departments in a company. But it doesn't mean that I'm highly successful and all. No, I'm still learning. There was lot of challenges. When the company was going in this way, then only this corona came, then everything got into a hit. Then again, what I done means during that time it was very struggle to survive in Bangalore because I was not getting any works. Then I think of, okay, let me start an office in Kerala, and I start to take maintenance work in Kerala during the time period. And right now, the more profit which is happening is from Kerala. So whatever challenges comes, we need to understand that if for everything there is a solution if you are able to control your mind in a better way. So this is the thing. Now, soon after this, having this money, when I told about when we don't have much money also we can start, I will tell you how. First of all, if it's a related to online thing, you definitely need a website. For my works, initially it was not even connected with online, but right now, as I told, I am converting all my dream shouters work into online. Right now my website is in building stage, where one of the developer is building that. So you need to think that if you're an NCA student, if you're thinking about in an online way, definitely there should be a website. There are many service providers who will provide you for lesser cost, which is lesser than 10,000 rupees and all, like good websites. So you need to understand that what is the unique idea which you are going to put on. So there should be definitely a website. So this is a definitely a required investment when you're talking about in an online way. But if it's not there, it's not required. You just need to open in Google Map. If you are searching about your company, it should come, and you can provide. Maybe example, if you are providing a website, you are a website developer, you need to become a website developer. Definitely you can, what you can do means in Google itself you can start this kind of, in Google mapping you can provide your home address and you can mention it as like you are doing some kind of consultancy or some kind of programming or coding freelancing. And there from Google you will be getting one code, and if you are signing it that you are actually a verified person by that. And during that time the Google will give 200 ad credits, which means you can give ad in Google itself for free of cost, because they have already given 2000 rupees ad credit, which you can start target in which all area you need. Maybe you are, if you are in Whitefield, you need the work to be coming from the silk board. At least till silk board only the client should call. Then you can work out on in that you haven't spent any money, but still the clients will start calling you. But you need to make sure that there should be a portfolio in what all you are doing, what all skills you are having should increase in every skills. You should learn every skills. So during this time, maybe it will be very difficult to get a job and learn this. During this time, what you can do means you can partner with some of the great companies and tell them that I'm ready to work as an apprentice. You don't need to pay me. I will work hard. I will put all my effort. I will see it as my own company. I'll put all your effort. The thing is, you should understand that you are actually learning a lot of things. So during like that things, it's called mock-up marketing. By not spending any kind of money, but you're understanding how the market runs. And by that, you can start implementing the thing. Or if anything, product related means you need to have a lot of networks, which if it's a product, you need to understand whether it's a grocery related or a stationery related. You need to go and meet with a lot of vendors. You need to speak with your product. You need to build a connection. If you are building a good relationship, only your products will sell. In service, it's all about how quality you are providing it. So like these things you need to think about. And when it has started and when it started generating income and all, you need to focus on the management of thing. When it started generating income and all, you need to focus on the management of thing. You need to understand how many people should work. You need to allot it first itself. Otherwise, it will be like they are not knowing anything. Also, you need to be very well prepared about what are the problems which will happen in your startup journey. I'll tell you why. Because many people will not be thinking lot of things. Like there is an example like in during the German war and all. They think these people they have put the tank, the war tanks. There are more than 94 war tanks. In that only 10 was operational that time. So they have understood that why it was working means the mice, right, mouse. This have bited in this main wires, and it was not operational during that time. None of the engineers would have thought about like this backup thing during that time, or a plan in something will happen like this. We know in airplane there is a backup for every backups. Around 2-3 backups will come because if something fails, it's costing the lives of many people. So it's the same way you need to think why you are doing a startup. You need to think about lot of things. Imagine if your startup is only depending on you. Imagine suddenly you have met with an accident, or if you are not able to, not well, or if you are taking a break for 1 month due to personal reasons. What if it's a one-man army? Definitely it will fail. So you need to know the backup. You need to duplicate the people. You need to actually allot the persons to do that. You need to give assign responsibilities to people. You need to make sure that whatever you are doing in your absence also the duplication is happening. Then only it will work. And when this implementation of management is happened, you need to keep on taking feedbacks from customers and employees. You need to ask your employees, what are struggles you are facing in your work role? Or you need to ask your customers, if there is any problem from your end about our product or our service. Then we need to keep implementing to make it become better. Then only it will work. So during when this thing is happened, you need to make sure that then it is going on smoothly. Then you should have a proper vision. What is my next step? How my company should be in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, like that. So then only it will work. So when talking about personally, you should think that there should be 4 stages of growth. One is mentally, second is physically, third thing spiritually, fourth one financially. When I'm talking about mentally, you should understand that we might be having a lot of fears from our childhood. Maybe you are not good at public speaking. If someone is telling you to speak in front of 100 people, you might be shy. So whose problem is that? It's your problem. How we can correct it that? Just tune our mind into saying that these are also normal people like me. What if they are sitting, let me speak. If they are ready to listen, what's the problem in me speaking? Why do I need to be afraid of that? So it's all about you need to grow mentally. You need to understand that my mind is huge. Why I'm telling this means, if imagine if like any of the animal, like even you can take about elephant also. When it is in growing stage, when it is a small animal, if we tie it with a rope to one of the pillar, when it's in younger age itself, when it's small age itself, even if this elephant become bigger also, the elephant will not be thinking that I can break this and I can go. Because if that pillar is small also, during that time when it was hit, during that time he would have felt to remove this or to pull this chain. It was not possible during that time. But all these years, the elephant has become big physically. But what if it's not become big mentally? So that's the thing. So during that time also, the elephant will be thinking, no, I can't break this. So it's all about how you are able to break your fears. You need to grow mentally. Second thing, when you're growing physically in the means, it means that making sure the food we eat. See, right now I am for the last 1.5 years more, I completely became vegetarian. And right again, I had to take because because it was not very easy for around 25, 26 years and all completely having non-vegetarian and suddenly changing to vegetarian. It was very tough, but I could do it because I was having a plan. 1.5 years I'll do. Again after 3 months, again I will start, and I will gradually I'll become complete vegetarian. And right now again I have started my vegetarian diet. So why we means it's all connected with our mind. It doesn't matter we should become vegetarian, but the facts prove that if you are having good nutritious food, it will eventually help us for good thoughts. Good thoughts will eventually lead you to good actions, and definitely it will take you to your dreams or whatever you're dreaming of. So that's the one thing. Which is just a common thing which I shared, which I am doing. Second and third thing, like growing spiritually. It means that understand that we are whatever we are doing, it should it should make an impact in someone's also. There is a simple quote which I can say: whatever you learned or earned, whatever you learned or earned, beneficial in making someone learn or earn is the purpose of your life. So this is actually I work on. Whatever you are learned or earned in beneficial in making someone learn or earn is the purpose of my life. So it's all about how we are programming ourselves. So in the fourth one, when you're growing in personally, how you to grow, it's talking about financially. I'll tell you, it's a we are never taught on how we need to manage money from our younger age itself. Nothing. In schools also no one taught, in college also no one will talk. And suddenly soon after getting a job, everyone will be asking about the money only. Everyone will be looking forward for our money. Because we need to keep on running with that. But what if we are not able to understand, or how we are not able to manage these things? I'll tell you, from around 1.5 years back, I started to make sure that I should start saving some amount into any of the assets, to build assets. So for that, I have started taking like some of the stocks I started to invest, which is not for like intraday trading or day for sudden beneficial and all. It's like long term. It's long term in the sense I know that okay, Reliance is a great company. For the future, it will be good. So what if I bought some stock shares of that, and I understood that okay, Wipro is a great company which has been run by the Asim Premji. So in the leaderships or even the Tata houses, we know that in future Tata Power is going to be huge. So like this, some of the stocks I own. So when I'm thinking about there are more than 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh above stocks we have already purchased. So it was based on a consistent action from last 1.5 years. Every month, a little amount of money, consistently putting that. So these are actually assets. And when you're talking about the, which I told, like, again, other sources of income. So which I can tell you to students very frankly is never depend on only one source of income. We never know what the future will hold. There will be issues will be coming. There will be our employees will not be able to pay us money. During that time, we should not struggle. We should be always well prepared. If you need to gain more knowledge into some other things, you need to do that. You need to read more books. You need to invest in yourself. So definitely then only you will be able to be peacefully live your life. And another thing, one of the important thing which I can tell you is always make sure that you will be doing insurance for the bike, vehicles and all. Same way, start an insurance for our parents as well. For mother or father, if you're having little money, start saving it and take an insurance for that. Right now in their old age, definitely like us, the middle class people will struggle only when sudden hospital cases will come. So what if you are having some kind of this much of money which is being put in for this health insurance for them? You will be having a lot of peace of mind. You will not be in trouble way. So you can peacefully work out on your dreams during that time. So I can tell you only one thing. If you're having dream, never think of starting it the suddenly soon after graduation. You should actually know how a company works, how the employer is treating the employees, how is the work culture, how is the mode of work happening over there. So definitely get into a job, learn that, implement it in your dreams, and keep moving. So that will be a great thing. Okay, so these are the personal growth which can be happening. And the second things which I have understood during my entrepreneurial journey, never judge anyone. Like it will be helpful in your personal life also, because we are good in judging others, but we will not even thinking how they are judging about us. So the only solution for this is we need to stop judging. In our mind we are telling that okay, this person would have thought like this, that's why he would have told like this. Stop that. Just ask him why he have told this and clear it that way. Never think in your mind and make it complicated. So this was a problems which was happening in the company, or even in the relationships, or even in your personal things which will happen, because it's all connected with our mind. Then, then I understood that EGO, which I call the full form as end of growing opportunity. If you are having ego, it means that there is no growth for you. Definitely, we are going to fail if you are having ego in anything. And this also took lot of time to understand that, because when we are learning from someone, we should always be fully into that. We should not be having even a single 1% of ego in that, because we should understand that this will actually beneficial for me. This will be actually helpful for me. Or else in the same way, if this is helpful for that other person, then also it will be great. In that way, we should actually work in that way. So we should not having any kind of ego if you are thinking about growing in your life. Then thing is, when we are angry, just shut your mouth. That is what which I learned when, which I told you, right? Like even in when there was 12 to 13 employees, what I understood was every time this any people will be staying 1 or 2 months and they are going. The problem was when angry comes, when they would have done something wrong or that only, then we are trying to correct. But the way we say it matters. So when we are angry, just shut your mouth and just give time. After 10 minutes, if you need to tell that again, then tell, or else don't tell. Tell in another way. If they would have made a mistake, just tell them that this mistake I have also done, but no problem, you can do it in this way. So it's all about how we are able to understand that. Then the thing is, which I have already told, investing in our dreams, like by reading books and all, which I have told. So this habit also started with me from last 2 years on. So how I put that means every month, a minimum of 4 books I will be reading. So it is related to my dreams. So you all know that my dreams are related to education and related to electrical thing. So I'll be reading only those books which is related to my dreams. So same way, if any of you is thinking about something, is thinking about starting something, always make sure that you are actually working on something which is beneficial for your future as well. And always make sure that whatever you are learning, make sure that you are making an impact for someone else. Because if you are learning something and if you're telling it to something, it means that you you are getting actually high knowledge about the same thing which you have learned. So it's not so easy. So you can always share it with the people. Okay. So right now in this session, I was trying to be more conversation type, because I didn't do a PPT thing and I didn't present it in that window, because I want to tell how my thinking patterns changed, how I started to think in that way. And starting from my father, when the job was lost, suddenly the thing was like he's 55 plus, so the other companies are not taking. So what I understood means for 23 years in the same company, he was an efficient employee. For every 1 year, 2 year, he was getting the best employee awards. Suddenly, when the age is over, they are telling that, okay, you can leave. So during that time, I understood the value of my time, and I took a decision that I should do myself something, and there should not be a stage where like this happens for me. If there should be a point where there should I am not depending on one single source of income, there should be multiple source of income. And during that time, I understood that the thing is, whatever I learned is not enough. I need to learn more. I thrown away the ego and I started to working for different firms and to start the learning knowledge, and I started to apply that. And I never limited myself in mentally. I started to think more way, like it's not about money. We should actually think and start applying. It will start growing gradually. Then all these kind of things happen. Then I started to learn more about management things. I started to invest in learning about leadership skills. I started to attend some of the great webinars and seminars conducted by the great people. See, right now we are having lot of information. We are having lot of sources we can learn ourselves. So right now, when just think of, we know that to get Bill Gates time, it's too costly. True, right? But how many of you know that Bill Gates is having a YouTube channel? Bill Gates have written few more books. So just think that which is available free of cost. We can just log into this YouTube and we can start learning from him daily wisdom. Whatever is his life experiences in free, we can learn that. Whatever he's telling. There are a lot of books is written by him. We can start reading that. So like that, lot of things which we can be helpful for that. Okay, so I believe that I just, because it will take a lot time if I started to tell in each in detail about everything which I have discussed. So I thought that just giving you an idea about how all these things started, how my thinking patterns changed, how many mistakes which I have done, so how you can correct it. So I believe that's what I shared. So that's for today's session. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. So this is my humble which I'm sharing. It doesn't mean that I am great in everything and all. This is my humble experience which I shared with my students, so that if at least one person is beneficial in that, I'm happy.
Excellent sharing, sir. Yeah, please, students, if you have any doubts, you can ask.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, sir. You have put across in a very, very humble way and a very excellent way. Thank you so much. Yeah, Pooja,
Yeah, ma'am.
you can wind up.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir, for your excellent and valuable insight. We thank our coordinator, Dr. Bakula ma'am, for arranging and coordinating such a wonderful webinar. We also like to thank IIC President Dr. Galia and our HOD MCA, Professor Gomati ma'am, for their support and in all kind of endeavors. Thank you all the participants for your active participation. We request all participants to give your feedback by clicking the link mentioned in the chat box. Once again, thank you all. Thank you each and every one of you who made this event successful. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Pooja.
so much,
Once
sir.
again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you.